Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back today with 4 trades. Today's date is August the 26th. Today the first 4 trades here from top down are Euro based on Euro weakness. It still is weak. And of course the pound in real time was at the top when I did the pound Swiss. Now I took all of these trades very close to 6:30 in the morning, 25, 26, 28 minutes after. It's my preferred time to be trading as soon as possible to catch these movements that are within the flow of the market. And by the way, that's what I teach, how to trade the flow of the market using a great way to trade. This is a great example of a great way to trade using the AO and the moving averages. Okay, we'll go through the Euro pairs first on this Euro Aussie. Let's see where I got in at. As I said, a great way to trade. Got the timing almost perfect. Got in at this cursor as I was saying, and I closed it out in and around the average daily range with 34 pips, and 34 pips on the Euro Aussie paid $3,152. This is my most favorite way of trading, as I said, a great way to trade, and I teach exactly how to do that within the training videos of my Master Trigger system. Remember, it's not so much the system, it's the training that goes along with the system. You must get a lot of training. A PDF book will not cut it. The market is much too complicated just for it to be in a PDF book. You gotta see dozens and dozens of chart examples of exactly what the chart should look like before you're pulling the trigger. Just as an example here, a lot of systems will only be giving you an arrow to sell around here somewhere. And that's why I don't recommend buying a system that has pop-up arrows telling you to sell, because it already did a cycle and now it's going to do another cycle back up. And then traders who put in a 10 or 20 pip stop, they will constantly keep losing, because the difference from here back up to this general area is like 35 pips. And most new traders don't understand that concept. They are not trading the flow of the market. Okay, let's move on to the next pair. And just to let you know that a lot of traders don't really know this little trick, is all you got to do is highlight the one you want to look at in your account history. Just drag and drop it up and it will change it from the Euro Aussie to the Euro Yen. See what I mean? Just drag it up and drop it and it changed it. So it's another great example of a great way to trade. Could have waited just for this bit of a pullback, but I thought it was just going to keep going. But I knew right away that the most it'll pull back would be around this area. So let's see. I could live with a 10 pip stop, not a big deal. Should have waited a little bit longer until it hit the ADR. Not a big deal. Still 13 pips, and 13 pips on the Euro Yen paid 1,599. Now I do teach how to get near perfect timing entries, but the way I trade is I like to put in anywhere from 2 to 5 trades, and as long as I know the trend direction, check a couple of higher time frames, I know the odds are in my favor that I'm going to get anywhere from 10 up to 50 pips. And if you're doing up to 5 trades, that could be quite easily 50 to 100 pips, if not more. We'll do the pip total once I'm done with this. And again, this is another perfect example of a great way to trade. It's my most favorite way of trading. Okay, just to clean up the charts, like I want to clean up these arrows, I just reapply the template number 1 here. It clears it up because those arrows will interfere with the meter as I'm going into the next pair. Euro New Zealand. Let's drag and drop it up. Another perfect example of a... This is about as close as what you can get to a near perfect timing of your entries, which I teach, by the way, how to get the timing near perfect. Don't you wish you could take the trade and immediately goes in your favor? I teach. Many times I'm getting in over here and I'll miss it by 10 pips or so. Not a big deal, because if it ever breaks on this top right here, you got to get out of the trade anyhow. You will learn all of these tips and tricks in the advanced training videos. So let's see. 25 after 6 in the morning, took the trade at this cursor. It never did hit the ADR because look at it, it's just a dotted line, and I closed it out here. It looks like with about 44 pips, and 44 pips on the Euro New Zealand paid $3,772. Like I said earlier, all new traders, they're called newbies. They're either buying here or selling here. This is not the places to be buying or selling, and I teach that why you should not be trading that way within the training videos. Let's clean up these little arrow cursors. Everything disappears now. Nice clean chart. Let's go to the pound Swiss. Again, just drag and drop it up, and there it is right there. This was the only pair that I bought today, and it was based on pound, and at the time it was right at the top. As it was going up, it did one more cycle, but I knew that the trend was up. Quick look at a couple of higher time frames, plus it's a great way to trade. Very, very, very clear. So I took the trade at this cursor. Now it did go against me, approximately 19 pips. Not a big deal, especially for a pound pair. Sometimes the pound pairs will go 25 or 30 pips against you if you get the timing wrong. Timing would have been further down, of course, in this general area. And I closed out the trade. Looks like I knew that it was going to struggle here, and I was very happy with the totals down at the bottom. And I trade as I am. When I'm happy, I close the trade. I'm not looking for every pip, and neither should you. So let's see, that is 11 pips, and 11 pips on the pound Swiss paid $1,650. So if you're adding up the pips, that works to 102 pips. I'm very happy with 50 pips, so you can imagine how happy I am with 102. And 102 pips today for less than 2 hours work. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm finished for the day. And those 102 pips paid $10,175. I can, in theory, only trade 1 day a week, as long as I can produce a day like this, which is easily doable once you learn how to trade the flow of the markets. So please don't be jumping around to hundreds of systems like I did. I bought over 700 systems, and I spent over $70,000. And as I was telling my wife, doesn't anybody out there sell a system that actually works? But eventually, if you go through enough training and education, that's what you need. The educational videos, the light bulb will finally go off, and you'll realize it is not the system. It is trade management, which is worth 20%, money management, another 20%, and of course the real killer is the psychological proper mindset. If you do not get that, which happens to be worth 50%, you will fail. So if you don't get those three in order, no system in the world will work. There is not a system out there that will work all the time, including my system. But I manage the trades so that my losers are always within 20 pips. So not a big deal. I don't care if I lose 10 or 20 pips. And that's the way you have to be thinking. Don't care. So, but just manage it. Make sure it's within 10 or 20 pips, not 200 pips, which is what I used to do when I was a new trader. Kept saying, it's going to come back in my favor. It's going to come back in my favor. And it just doesn't until you blow up your account, which, by the way, I did that 3 times. And I lost $30,000 before I decided to do things properly. Properly is get the education. Do not trade in a live account until your demo account is screaming success. And the money that you would normally be given the broker take that money and buy as much education as you can. You don't have to buy from me. I don't care if you buy from me. But you gotta buy from somebody. And somebody has to teach you the right way to trade. I really try to make a big effort, especially within my top 4 trading systems. And that happens to be number 1 is Master Trigger, and then my 3 previous before, Magic Trigger, Pip Trigger, and the Golden Trigger. They were all produced this year. So they come with the best or the highest level of training and education. The other ones are good, but these top 4 are better. Better, not because the system works better, but better because of better training. That's what you need, the training and the education. Without it, you will fail. So if your system is not producing like my system, I suggest you get your hands on it. And to do so, all you have to do is look right below this video. It's the Master Trigger system. I do charge $250. It has well over 3.5 gigabytes of training, and you'll get an exact copy of my system on your MT4 platform. Now it comes with 4 MT4 templates, 8 custom indicators, and my favorite meter. I would never trade without the meter. It helps me and guides me into the trades. Now it comes with a lot of PDF books, a lot of Word documents, not directly talking about the Master Trigger, but it's a continuing education that you need to trade the market successfully. Now there's a lot of ways to trade, so I teach a lot of ways to trade. That's why there's 42 training videos along with 9 bonus videos. My number 1 best way of trading, as you can see right here on the right hand side, is a great way to trade. All the trades were like that today. Very high success rate, as long as you follow the rules within the training videos. Now what makes the Master Trigger just a little bit better, I'm not saying it's like 50% better, just a little bit better, is within these 5 topics that I teach. In each and every one of these videos, I give a lot of advanced trading tips. I teach how to get near perfect timing entries. I also teach how to stay in the trade for more pips. I teach how to trade at the right hand edge, right at the edge, and of course how to trade higher time frames. Not only do I look at the AO, but 2 or 3 higher time frames to make sure I have the trend in my favor. Now I show many examples of great trade setups, what it should look like just before pulling the trigger. I teach how to back test the Master Trigger. I still do that every weekend, 6 to 8 hours, using the built-in tester within the MT4 platform. I teach how to scalp the market and how to scan the market. Teach how to trade all 3 sessions, including this London close. I also teach how to trade pullbacks. This is a pullback to the goal line and a continuation of the trend. Again, this is the wrong place to buy, which is what all new traders do. They're buying at the top. Even I remember my trading buddy, he was always buying at the top, and I said, why are you buying at the top? Wait for the pullback. Anyhow, he's much better now. He learned the lesson, and the perfect way to learn a lesson is by losing real money. So let's see now. I also teach how to do how to trade reversals. If it breaks through and kept going down, that's a reversal. Teach how to trade around the goal line, like here and here and here. Perfect examples at how to trade around the goal line, giving you very small stops, 10 to 20 pips, which is what I like. Also teach how to trade the news. It's one of the more difficult things to do, but it is doable. Recommend a great way to trade if you're mostly interested in trying to find success as soon as possible. I also teach how to trade with a day job. Either you're gonna get up before you go to work, I teach how to do that, doing to London, or when you come home at 4 or 5, dinner, get in front of the charts and trade the Asian. Again, that's how to trade with a day job. Now, if you have any questions, all you got to do is pick up the phone and call me. Here's my number. If you live too far, here's my email. Remember, there's an underscore right here. Don't forget it. And also, I do prefer Skype. All you got to do is click on this link, and through Skype screen sharing, I'll give you a free session. Probably lasts about 45 minutes, depending on how many questions you have for me. Now, over the course of many years, probably 10 years or whatever, and I built 27 trigger systems. If you want to see screenshots, all you got to do is click on this link. So that just about wraps up this video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That encourages me to do some more of these videos. And I'll continue to do it as long as traders are showing interest and they are happy that I am doing the videos. So as I said, wraps up this video, and until the next trade, happy trading, and remember, keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, bye for now.